Presidential election, APC preparing for a run. Stay alert, Labour Party to supporters. Bagam. So I'm sure APC has seen the way the case is going, and they are tightening up their belt now for a rerun, because most likely the tribunal is going to order a rerun, having seen the kind of result that APC and the INEC has for this previous election. It's not going to work, okay? And so now Labour Party is calling on the supporters to be that team movement to get ready as well, to be at alert, because there might be a rerun of this election. So the way it is going, and the question now is that all the structures they have is with APC, with Tinubu in government. So how is he going to distribute the election materials? How is the election going to be planned? Who is going to coordinate it? Who is going to be the INEC chairman to run the election? Those are the questions that the court must define before they start a rerun plan. That is it. It is interesting. That is exactly what Nigerians want, irrespective of how expensive it will be. But the fact remains that we need to learn from the previous one. Who are the perpetrators of electoral violence and electoral malpractices and irregularities? They need to be silenced. All the things that happened in the previous election must be checked and corrected for a successful rerun to take place, because what all the states have seen is that violence is helping them, and so everybody is mostly going to go violent, and that might be more bloody, and that might be a deterrent on the voters. But that would be very bad if the government of the day allowed that to happen, because they're desperate to remain in power. National chairman of the Labour Party, Julius Abure, has urged members of the party to be on the alert, alleging that the All Progressive Congress APC-led government may be preparing, for a rerun in anticipation of the tribunal ruling. So according to a statement by the National Publicity Secretary of the party, Obiora 4 in Abuja on Monday, Abure made the claim in an online meeting with Nigerian American Coalition for Justice. The diaspora support group was led by Professor Eddie Okparaoji, who is the LP diaspora chairman in the United States. Abure called on Nigerians to be at alert and prepare to further humiliate APC-led government in the polls if their sinister plot materializes. He claimed the statement was based on the information at his disposal, indicating that the APC was aware that the tide of the wind is heavily tilted against it. Of course, the Labour Party chairman, however, urged the members of the party to be on the alert and get ready to further humiliate APC and its government in the polls if their sinister plot materializes. Okay, rumors have it that those in government are already planning for a run, and this is one of the support we will be canvassing from you. We should also be getting prepared, because since all those in government are already preparing for a run, we too should not be taken unawares. So we will be needing your engagement and support on this aspect. If peradventure it happens today that the election is nullified, which is not what we are asking for, because we are asking for outright declaration of Peter Obi as the president of Nigeria, Abure said. The chairman said the party strongly believes that it won the 2023 general election, given the available evidence at its disposal, claiming that the Labour Party is not expecting anything less than the declaration of its presidential candidate, Peter Obi, as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Abure added that supposing it didn't happen, as the government is believed to be planning for a run, it will not also be out of place for us to be preparing for a run election. He also said that the party had put all of its evidence before the court and hoped that the tribunal will act in its favor. Wow. Of course, before this thing happened like this, it means that everybody is already having a sense of how the judgment of the tribunal will be. The fact remains that APC did not win the election. INEC committed outright fraud, even violating its own law and all the electoral acts of 2022 and all the policies and guidelines. Okay, and so by now INEC chairman should be charged for several offenses. Okay, one of which is embezzlement of that 300 billion naira taxpayers' money for conducting an election that has no report or result, that produce mutilated report that cannot be used to find a winner. Okay, and then should also be charged for fraud. Should be charged for malpractices, all kinds of violations that took place. Okay, both first, second, and third degree, or whatever the lawyers might want to call it, because that guy need to give account of that money. I also need to explain how his performance got to such low level. Okay, that even a child in primary school knows that INEC chairman committed electoral fraud. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad. Somebody is saying, are they not declaring Labour Party as a winner again? You have failed totally. Can you imagine? So what Misore or Latunde, what are you saying? The guy is very, very clear that they are not expecting anything less than declaring Peter Obi winner. But should the case Tinubu government to find a soft landing chooses to do a rerun, we should also be ready. That is what he's saying. Old news be that. Oh, can you imagine? Eh? So that is exactly what is happening. So everybody should be at alert. All I know is that if the tribunal orders a rerun of the election, these people are still going to go on violence, electoral violence. The APC, especially in the Yoruba states, are going to go on electoral violence. This time is going to be higher than what we had in February 25 election. That is how bad it's going to be. So everybody should be ready, because already we've seen that even the military cannot help us. The defense headquarters is not ready to help us. The police is not ready to help us. All the federal institutions, security agencies are in the pocket of APC, and so they're not going to help us. And so what they want to do is to mandate them to make sure they deprive people of voting. That's exactly what they're going to do, to ensure that they win, because it will be a slap on their face if they do a rerun and they don't win. So everybody should be aware of that, or should be aware of that. And I'm sure a lot of people are already scared because of what happened in the previous election. Most people will not want to come out. But Nigerian population is so huge that you never can completely determine or predict what will happen. People might still come out, because already we've seen what is happening in the government. With these 2 months of Tinubu in power, wow, we've seen how bad being 8 years or 4 years under him will be in Nigeria. Just 2 years, hardship has gotten to the peak. Okay, even Buhari's 8 years of governance was not as terrible as this in 2 years. So if this is what we are seeing in 2 months under Tinubu, imagine what we will see if he stayed for 4 years, or if he eventually stayed for 8 years, as the case may be. That means Nigeria will just be on fire. That is the truth. People will start eating each other, eating their own children, and it might lead into another chaos. That is how bad it is. This is outright internal slavery. Okay? How can a few politicians enslave 250 million Nigerians? Man, this is unbelievable. They should be put to stop. They should be stopped. That is it. They should be completely stopped. So this is what Julius Abure is saying, and Obiora Ifon is saying as well, that already APC government has seen the direction the tribunal is going and might end up declaring a rerun of the election. Let's not be taken unawares. Let's be ready for them. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment.